when we do something that, well, we feel is the right thing to do, when you take all of your energy and in a devoted manner apply it to a cause, and somewhere down the line, you begin to feel that, well, perhaps I've been jaded. Perhaps I was hoodwinked into going down a particular road that A, either had a dead end, or B, led to some destination that I wasn't really planning on. Okay? Now, regardless of what happened in the past, the moment that you're dealing with is right now. And you have a choice in the present moment whether you want to focus your anger on what happened, or whether you want to bring your attention to what is happening and try to take a look at what you can do in this particular moment about the situation that you're dealing with. In some area of your life or another, you may be finding yourself feeling jaded, right? That depends on where, planets are transiting in your horoscope, where this transit of Venus through Mrigasira nakshatra is falling, amongst many other factors. And for further information on that, you can schedule an astrological service through my services page, which is linked above. But it's not going to do you any good focusing too intensively on the past. You know the facts of the past, right? At least you feel you do. Subjectively, you know what you're feeling. You know that you put your energy towards something. It didn't go the way you thought it was. You feel perhaps that you've been misled. That's enough focus on that, right? You can maybe bring momentary focus on that more deeply if you want to try to discover if you actually were hoodwinked. You can spend a lot of time researching that. But right now, at the moment, there's an opportunity for you to get on with your life, to shape things in a completely different manner, a way that brings opportunity into your life in a manner that you've never had the opportunity for before. So I ask you, do you want to focus on how your devotion may have been misgiven? Or do you want to kind of pull yourself up from the situation that you're dealing with, apply your energy, and begin to move forward? Now, as Venus is transiting through Mrigasira nakshatra, there's some tension, there's some anger, some frustration. There's a wish that things were not the way that they are. But presently, they very much are the way that they are, right? So you can focus on the way things were. You can kind of go, I don't want to pay attention to the way things are right now, and so I'm just going to kind of place myself in a self-imposed quarantine on another level, and that may have nothing to do with the coronavirus situation. It's just a concept of going, I have a choice to, kind of place myself in isolation and go, oh, well, stupid me for doing this. Or I have a choice to begin to go, hey, it's high time to begin to turn things around. It's time to begin to create changes and to shift things and begin to move forward, right? But a part of you is feeling perhaps a little bit reluctant in moving forward because you're dealing with a set of conditions at the moment that's making you feel uncertain of trusting which direction you should be going in. When you begin to focus back on the past, you go, well, that was really bad. Here was something that I was expecting to turn out a certain way and to bring a shift in a particular direction. And here I am with nothing to show for this situation and perhaps even several weeks behind, rather than in a position where I thought something was going to bring some progress, right? Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who are probably reading into what I'm saying and applying it to coronavirus. If that's what fits for you, hey, then that fits for you. I'm not necessarily coming from that particular perspective. As I was saying earlier, this has to do with wherever these transits are falling in your horoscope. And if you're feeling subjectively that it applies to that for you too, then it probably also fits the ticket in that particular instance, right? But the idea is you were feeling that doing something was going to make your life better, that doing something was going to sustain you, and it didn't work out. And now you feel all alone. Now you feel stuck. Now you feel like, well, this didn't really work out, and I'd really like to take my life in this particular direction, but I don't have the level of support that I need to move my life in that particular direction. So I don't know if I should get the ball rolling or if I should just sit still and begin to spin my wheels. Now that feeling is likely going to continue on until the early part of May, like around the 5th of May. Around that time, you're going to begin to find some momentum, a sense of purpose, a sense of direction that's going to move you forward much more strongly. And I want you to be prepared at the present moment, rather than having to just let it all kind of fall upon you in an epiphany, so to speak. Instead, you can have that epiphany right now. You can go, okay, perhaps I was hoodwinked. Perhaps I was misled. Perhaps all of these things are true. But really, what matters most right now are the steps that you take in the present moment. So you need to bring your attention to the here and now. You need to, perhaps spend less time. Oops, pardon me, didn't mean to pick my nose. My finger just went there. That's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. Okay, I meant to scratch. Oops, I touched my face. Kidding. Right, so you can choose to spend your attention on playing the blame game. Right, you can choose to spend your attention on playing the bless game. Right. Those things are focusing nowhere on the present. They're just focusing on what happened. Okay? If part of your path is to do that, so be it. But if part of your path is to go, right, well, that happened, you can't rewind to that particular moment. Instead, I have to kind of begin to play or perhaps even fast forward in order to get to a different space, then you need to begin to pay attention to the moment that you have at hand. Gather your strength at the moment for the path ahead. You may be feeling reluctant to begin to set things in motion, but the steps that you're considering are necessary. Don't look back in angst. Instead, look forward in resolution. And if you feel you could use a little bit of assistance with that particular process, as mentioned earlier, I do offer several different levels of astrological service, each of which are available through the astrological services page of my website. If you're interested in scheduling with me, you can do that at the link above. That's going to do it for this look at Venus's transit through Mrigasira Nakshatra in direct motion, which takes place until the 13th of May, 2020, at which point Venus will begin to station and go retrograde through Mrigasira. More on that in the future. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.